Hello. Oh dear. That actually was a bit of water stuck in my mouth. That wasn't anything to worry about. I'm not self-isolating. I haven't got a cough. I feel fine. But let's start off. Worst day ever. Maybe today will be. Because I'm going to start off about yesterday, but I'm going to start out about today. There was no video yesterday because it was the worst day ever of what's going on at the moment for me, which is why I couldn't do the video yesterday. And I'll explain that in a minute. But just on a positive, today has been a good day so far. Touch wood. And yeah, I'll tell you what, I went into town this morning because I wanted to get the haircut. Line in there. Get your haircut because my hairdresser said they're going to have to shut down soon for a few weeks. So people aren't thinking about haircuts. They're thinking about bog roll, they're not thinking about their hair. What are they going to do? Grow their hair and wipe their arse with it. But yes, today was a good day so far because I had to go into town to get my haircut. I got some milk. You know, the shops seem to be being more stocked up. The selfish shits are disappearing a little bit. Got some stamps. Got Seb some shoes and stuff. But it had a really weird feeling, really feeling today because as I was going into town, it almost felt like, you know, when you go into town on Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve and you got to get these bits in before you bunker down for Christmas. I was walking around the shops and it was like I was nearly saying Merry Christmas to people. And I thought, yeah, I probably would have got punched in the face because it's not Christmas. Santa doesn't want anything to do with what's going on here. It's March. It's March the 19th. And we're going through a very difficult time. Some of the shops are shutting. Many will probably follow, restaurants, etc. And yeah, it's just a very weird time, isn't it? It's surreal. I was talking to one of my kids the other day, and we were both of them actually, not Seb because he can't understand these sort of conversations. But we're just saying, look, you know, we're just going to get through it. We will get through it. And then I was thinking, you know what, they're going through something I never went through. I didn't go through this as a 10-year-old or as a 12-year-old. We didn't have this, nothing like this. So cancellation of their football, their school, their swimming clubs, can't see their friends. It's very difficult. And I think that, you know, you can't underestimate that. This is probably the most impactful thing that's happened in life since the war. So it is big. Don't underestimate it. If your kids or your friends are getting down about it, then, you know, you've got to acknowledge that. But we've got to come through it together. So yesterday was a horrible day. And also, this typifies my day yesterday. I was arguing. The wife on her dressing table has got one of these things where she hangs all her necklaces on. Like, literally, I went to put a T-shirt on. Somehow the T-shirt caught hold of that, pulled it on the floor, pulled a load of other stuff on the floor, and it all went everywhere. And I just went, oh, F off. And I spent about a minute arguing with it, going, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm having a bad enough day as it is, and you do that. And how is it even possible? My T-shirt's here. How has my T-shirt caught you exactly to knock you down all over the floor? I don't need it. And I can't leave it because then someone else has got to tidy it up. So I've got to do that. On top of being on hold to bloody Virgin Media, I've got to do all that. Thanks a lot. And that's me in the anger. There is a video on that out there. So yeah, yesterday was just one of those days. I was meant to be doing FIFA, had to cancel that. And effectively, long story short, we've got our TV and phone and internet all through the same company. And I noticed that, I'd been noticing it for the last week, that the speeds that they're meant to be giving us were gradually going down. And I thought, it's always on my list to do. I had a bit of time yesterday lunchtime. I was on a live chat email. I wasn't on the phone call. And I said, yeah, I've noticed that they are starting to drop off a bit. And the person on the live chat says, oh, I'm just going to check something and we're getting an engineer out. Suddenly it says chat disconnected. Then I get a shout saying the TV's gone off and the phone's gone off. And I'm like, what? Everything's just been disconnected. Took me 4 hours. This was at about 2 o'clock. I didn't get through to somebody for 4 hours. It was at 6 o'clock at night. They tried to tell me, oh yeah, we've had a few problems. I said, look, I've had 4 hours to be checking on Twitter and social media. No one's having any problems. They're having low internet speed, but I've got no internet speed. I've got no TV. You've done something to my account. Yeah, well, we need to get an engineer out. And I said, look, I'm not stupid. You need to get an engineer out because somebody did something when I was on that chat that they shouldn't have done, and now you don't know how. You can't do it remotely, can you? Well, no, we're having a few problems. I said, you know what you've done. You've screwed up, and now you can't get me an engineer till Saturday. So yeah, big mess up there. But on a positive, look, yesterday, we were lying in bed last night, and I was like, what are we going to do? We've got no TV, we've got no internet. The Hive thermostat hasn't come on, so we can't have a hot bath. This is crap, and this is not good. This is not a good start to lockdown. And but then I found out about hotspot tethering, and this is great because I actually use my mobile phone to link with my smart TV in the room and watch something on Netflix. So there was a positive outcome. And then today I've sorted a couple of things out, hence we can put some stuff up. But yeah, I think it's a lesson, isn't it, in that you can have a bad day, but tomorrow can be a better day. I think somebody said it once. You never know what tomorrow's going to hold. But yeah, it was. I tell you what, when I got on that call after 4 hours, I tell you what, you know what I did when it went. You know, you've been angry listening to the same song on repeat for ages because you've got to have it on speakerphone for when they talk because they'll just hang up within 2 seconds. You know that's what they do in call centres. I did work in one. If nobody answers and you've got loads and loads of... If you work in a call centre, they normally have these scoreboards of how many calls are waiting, average call time. So you know in a busy time, when you pick up a phone, they're going to go mad at you. So what you do is, you pick up the phone, hello, if they don't answer within 2 seconds, you hang it up. So that's why people... And also, they also play the most annoying crap 4 songs in the world on purpose that have been scientifically analysed to annoy the shit out of people because they're trying to get you to hang up. And then, have you ever done it? It sort of becomes a bit of a standoff. You play that song again. Do it again. I bloody hate that song. Do it again because you're not making me hang. And I was doing that. After 4 hours, I was like, I'm not hanging up. You can play that crappy song again. I'm not hanging up. I'm going to be stubborn. I'm going to dig my feet in. And I was like, I can't wait to get on the call. Cannot wait to get hold of somebody. Hello, can I help you? Yes, you can. Hello. No, I didn't. I gave them benefit of the doubt, but I still sort of got what I wanted. But yeah, cabin fever, I think they call it. But yeah, don't use look, it's difficult times for everybody. Most of their working staff are probably on the sick or on the skive or getting off work or working from home or whatever. And I know some people take that as a cynical thing, but I do say this with total and utter evidence. I know people who are trying to work from home when they should be working in certain jobs. I'm not going to name what because I don't want them to get into trouble. And I know people that are, I've got a bit of a cough, I need to self-isolate because they're lazy. And this is the same thing. People won't say it because we're all in it together. Oh, lang syne. There are lazy, selfish people out there. This is why we ran out of toilet rolls. This is why we ran out of bloody pasta. And this is why, when Boris says, if you've got a bit of a cold or anything like a bit of a cough, self-isolate for 14 days, lazy people will be sat there kicking back thinking, that's me playing GTA for 2 weeks. They're not going to be the people who are going to help us out of this. The people who are going to help us out of this are the people like Roman Abramovich at Chelsea, Gary Neville and Class of 92, closing their hotels, opening them up to the NHS. There's going to be lots of heroes who don't wear capes helping us out through this. I've not decided what Piers Morgan is yet. I haven't decided what he is. Prat or twat? No, I'm only joking. I don't know what he is yet. I think he's a scaremonger and I don't think he helps. I think he loves the sound of his own voice. I think his past is checkered and he needs to be careful about that when he's pontificating about... He basically wants to be the media PM. And he wanted the schools closed. Now the schools are being closed. It's like, I want this. Now I want this. Oh, we're all going to die. He just never shuts up about it, right? I wish he'd just come out with this and stop looking so UK-centric. You've got a chat show in America for a start. You know, you make plenty of Yankee dollars, Piers. Like, why are you not moaning about America and Trump because you get on with them? Trump's made a bloody mess, an absolute mess of this, but you focus on your little pond, the little UK. What have I said? What have many people said? We could lock down for 3 months. We could lock it down, and I'll talk about why we can't do that in a minute, but we could try to lock it down for 3 months. We could stunt the growth of this, right? We could come out of our hole after 3 months and go, yes, we've stopped it. And then someone comes in from America or Iran or something like that, and we're back on lockdown again. Lockdown only works if the globe locks down. And this, I think we're getting a little bit too street orientated, a bit neighbourhood orientated in the fact that, Boris needs to do that. I tell you what, we need to look globally. We need to look globally here. And I know Trump calls it the Chinese virus, and some people have said that's racist. I don't know what you think about that. I mean, it did start in China. He's probably doing it in an antagonistic way because that's what Trump does. But I haven't seen enough global unity on this. I think everybody's doing their own thing. And it's a bit like the Premier League, isn't it? Everyone thinks what they're doing is right. And I think actually everyone needs to come together on this. There needs to be a global lockdown. Because if we lock down and Ireland locks down and France locks down and Spain locks down and Italy locks down and Austria locks down, but then America and Brazil and everyone else doesn't lock down, you don't stop the problem. It grows there. It doesn't grow here. As soon as a flight comes in, it comes back again. Because the whole point of lockdown is, I need some water. I haven't got a cough. I genuinely haven't got a cough. I just had a drink of water before and it made me choke a bit. And I have a bit of a nasal drip from allergies. So it's just dropping into my throat. I feel fine. I've got no temperature. I haven't. I'm just sighing at the people who are going to say it. I know what's going to happen in the comments. But yeah, so look, the point is lockdown is going to minimise the amount of people who get this, because by doing that, you stop the growth of it and not a lot of people will get it. If a load of people get it, we exhaust the NHS. So we're going to try and stop many people getting it. But the flip side of that is that when you relieve the lockdown, if it's still around in other countries because they haven't locked down, it'll come back into this country again and we'll have another spike. And that's the scenario. So when Piers and everyone else is saying, we need to lock down, we're not. What this has shown us is I remember it starting in China. You remember it starting in China. I remember SARS. I remember Ebola in Africa, and everyone was like, this could be a global pandemic, and it never did. And I think with this, it started off in China in January, and everyone was like, it won't happen. And it has happened. This has happened. And it can be a positive in a huge negative, because we can learn from this. This is the first time this has really happened in generations where a global pandemic has actually happened. It's been predicted, people have written about it, people have done books about it, people have done films about it. Most of these zombie films are based on this sort of a scenario, just without the zombies, although Piers Morgan. But no, seriously. So we are now going to have to go through something that's global. We've stopped flights, we're locking down, we're stopping social gatherings. This is a global issue. So it needs to be treated as a global issue. You can't just go, UK, let's solve our problem, then we're fine. Because we know there's flights, there's tourists, there's people who come and study here. Soon as we open up from lockdown and think we've solved it, someone will come in from a country that didn't lock down and it will start up again. So we need to think on a more global sense. But to be fair, I think what we're doing in this country, and I don't know what they're doing in yours, I think, yeah, you're always going to get criticism, but I think the schools are closing tomorrow, businesses are cutting back, pubs, a lot of businesses have been given support. It's very, very busy time, and I think actually at the moment you've got to look inwardly, but we do need to look outwardly over the coming weeks and say, what is that country doing? What's that country doing? What's that country doing? Everybody needs to get on the same page ASAP, because if they don't, then we are going to have a few problems. The only way that's going to solve this is a vaccine, which could be over a year away. So what are we going to do? Lock down for a bit? I heard somebody saying the other day, we'll have these serious lockdowns for a couple of months, then they'll relieve it for a couple of months over the summer when it's the virus will die down naturally because of different weather conditions, and then it will bounce back in September and we'll have to lock down again. So interesting times again. I mean, just on the lockdown, I woke up this morning and everyone was talking about a lockdown. Now, I don't know whether people understand what a lockdown is, but a lockdown would be keeping people in their houses, maybe having police army on the street, making sure that everyone stays in their house. You're only allowed out for shopping. The government have come out and said that this isn't true. I don't think it's true. I remember there being a bomb scare in Birmingham city centre. It's not a funny story, but it's a true story. So back in the day when I was in uniform, so I'd have probably been in my first couple of years, because I wasn't in uniform for long, because I went into CID in a suit, boy. And so I was going into work to work on a night shift at 10 o'clock. And it just so happened I used to work in Birmingham city centre, and the mother-in-law lived about a 10-minute walk, probably 15-minute walk, maybe 20. It's irrelevant. Anyway, you could walk into work, basically. Used to work down Digbeth, Birmingham city centre, massive. And I was going into work at about 9:30, and I'd heard that there'd been something, I think it was a bomb scare on Broad Street in Birmingham. I think it was. I think they'd found a package on Broad Street or something like that. It may have been around 2007, actually, the bombings in London. So there was a few incidents after that. So basically, I'm walking into work, and the main road, Bristol Road, into Birmingham city centre, there's police cars there. And they're basically trying to lock down the inner ring road, which goes around Birmingham city centre. So they're basically trying to lock down Birmingham city centre. I'll go up to the guy and I said, "Hi mate, can I get in?" Quite moody. "No, you're not getting in." I went, "Mate, I'm working nights tonight." Showed him my warrant card, and I'll be relieving you in a couple of hours. Not like that, you dirty sods. I'm not like that. And I mean, like, he can go off duty and I can come on. He said, "I can't let anyone in, mate." I went, "Joe, are you actually having a laugh? Warrant card, I'm coming into work. Do you want to be staying here all night, or do you want night shifts to help you? You can't come in, mate." And I went, "All right, okay." He's an idiot. Tried to ring the sergeant. He wasn't answering. I thought, hold on a minute. this ain't going to work. I know about 60 roads into Birmingham city centre. I literally went round the corner into another road, down the back streets, up to the police station. And for that whole entire shift, Birmingham city centre was on lockdown, right? I can tell you, driving around in my car, going around relieving people, not like that, giving them refreshments, telling them to go home, getting people to take over and stuff. You saw loads of taxis driving around within the city centre. And people were like, people on the radio, there's a taxi, it's driving down Digbeth High Street. How has it done that? And then someone would come on and go, yeah, are you going to send up the whole of the Met from London then? Because we can't physically close off Birmingham city centre. You can say it's closed off and you can put it out on the radio and a lot of people will take notice, but the reality is there's so many roads into here, and considering the ring road, it's not very big around Birmingham city centre, but there's just so many roads in. So a lockdown is pretty much unenforceable anyway. So I know they're doing it in Italy, and you are very, very, very much reliant on the public for doing that. And that is why I don't think this government in the UK want to say we're locking down, because have the public really appreciated the enormity of what's going on at the moment? I think I think we've all acknowledged what's going on, but I don't think we've got to that point where they did in Italy, where it was just absolutely rife, where everyone was like, shit, let's lock down. So I think to lock something down, you need the public on board. And I'm not saying that we're not going to get to that, but I don't think we're at that stage yet, because the PM saying we're locking down, you're not going to stop someone getting in the car and going across town to see their mates. You just can't do it, because people will always find a way. You've got to make them want to do it, and I don't think we're quite at that stage yet. But we'll see. Anyway, that's an update. I hope you're all doing very well yourselves. I do want to do these daily, of course, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge on Twitter. I meant Instagram, at Goldbridge Mark on Instagram. I'm going to be doing the toilet roll challenge with my daughter later. Now that sounds sinister if you don't know what the toilet roll challenge is. The toilet roll challenge is basically keep-ups with a toilet roll. But we need to get a spare toilet roll, because I was doing it this morning and the wife was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm doing the toilet roll challenge. And she said, but that's going to be used by people and you're kicking it around. I said, well, we just don't use this one. Oh, are we millionaires then? Because, there's not many toilet rolls. Anyway, that caused an issue. So I've hidden one. And I think she's going out later. So we'll hopefully do one of those at Goldbridge Mark on Instagram. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Smash a like. I didn't get to do any questions today because I didn't know whether I was going to be doing this. So, but I thought I'd give you an update on what went on yesterday and bring it into today. Check out at Mark Goldbridge, That's Football, if you want to watch the FIFA. I am going to hopefully do that today. We'll see how it goes. Yes, and interesting times that are infecting all of us. Not infecting, I said affecting. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.